The other important change is we only need 5 Triforces to get 9 as we start in the desert here.
That is correct, and that's one of the bigger changes here, is to compensate for that only 5 Triforces, important items that we need could be in 9, so we can have the bow, the arrows, or maybe even a ladder that we need to get to the stairs. And Lark? This is apparently our confusing message that we have to unravel here, because we cannot understand any of the NPCs, and that is what makes the book so special to see. That is the third major change. The book is required to understand any and all hints that we can potentially get from this seed.
That book still does mess with your wand. It does cause that fire, but our runners say if they find the book are probably going to pick it up. As Rick's over next to Vanilla Start.
That's right. And Rin finds a letter.
We've seen a couple of races where that letter has come into play as Rick stumbles into level 8.
Yes. And people are probably going to wonder, why is it called zone instead of level? That's just another customization option you can now have in this current version, so for him it's going to be zones instead of levels. And there's a hint shop for Rin at the
forest almost there.
And we have a compass sighting in level 8. And a Dodongo and a Digdogger sighting, and Red Candle is our Armos item. Very nice find.
Well, that is a wonderful find.
Now, of course, we do have to find our wood sword, and that red candle could not actually lead to it. It can help, but the wood sword is a free item. It will only ever spawn in a cave you can open without anything.
Oh, definitely. So our runners are still going to be looking for these open caves as Rick finds another, looked like a door repair, as Ren finds a gambling place. Ooh, look at the price of those bombs. 4 rupees.
Yeah, super cheap. And I think Rick actually found a potion shop because there was no text.
Alright, looks like our medium secret is 25 rupees. So that's 5 below normal, but it's doable.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. I believe it can go as low as 20? Not a good small either, but again, not the worst it can be. I believe the worst... Oh, hey! There's our sword! It's at the map cave.
Vanilla letter.
Yeah, it's at the letter cave.
So right now, Rick kind of has the lead with the dungeon exploration, having found level 8, and Rian has found the sword, so he'll be able, and, first take any cave, so he'll get his heart now that he's got the red candle.
Yeah, and with the letter, does not need anything else, and Rick finds another any cave, picks up the blue candle.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't know his Armos item is sitting in the forest with the red candle waiting for him. As Rand finds level 1. That's a great find here early.
Oh no! Rick dies before he can check that cave with the Armos at the blue ring shop. And something to mention here, Rick is playing as a Gorilla. So any Gorillas that Rick finds are actually going to be Link. He will be defeating Zelda and rescuing Ganon. That is how using an enemy sprite works. And
Narian here is finding an interesting piece of 1 here. The only real problem with finding Dungeon 1 is it's got a couple of choke points, and we've stumbled right into a bomb block, but we have bombs.
That's right, and Rick has also found 1. We also have Hyper Lamb Molas. I almost call them the Molders. There's our first item, and it is this magical boomerang.
That's not a bad pickup here, not having much combat options. I mean, you've got the sword, you've got the red candle, but the boomerang will let you stun enemies. And if you find anything that is a rolled low 0 HP, the boomerang will actually kill it. So,
yes.
Early on, it's a great pickup.
And something that we haven't mentioned yet is that what we had is our last year brackets flag with the plus or minus 2 HP to enemies and bosses. That is currently in play as well as a standard Swiss flag. So the boomerang could potentially kill something like Moblin or a blue Octorok.
And Rick's going to find his boomerang. It's going to pay off a little bit more for him right now because he doesn't have a sword. So that'll be helpful as Ryan's trying to kill off this Landmola before he faces off with his bunny friend here.
Yeah. I believe there is a drawback to picking up the magic boomerang. Does it increase the Korea's range?
I'm not sure that it does. I know it does cause you a little bit of issue with select swap, but yeah, if you're used to it, you can, it's just one more item to deal with. The biggest problem is it makes TGE mad. Oh, and there's a ladder blocking one.
Yeah, ladder block right in the middle of the crossroads, too. But all that work, and we can see the compass. That ladder block's actually not that big a deal. Oh, but we're key blocked as well, so have to leave. Rick has found zone 4, or level 4. But if you want the heart container... Oh. Ooh, wait a minute. Hang on. We do have a Coast-Art shuffled into the pool. That could have been it.
No, well, yeah, it could have been. But yeah, we would assume that that's the dungeon art for now.
Yeah.
Ooh, and 4 is infested with blue dark nuts. Rick is going to have issues with this dungeon, where Ryan's going to have we'll say, slightly easier time. Wood Sword, there's still not a lot of fun. And Beefy Keese. Oh. No, thank you.
Yeah, they've rolled high in their HP, unfortunately. But at least Keese are fairly non-threatening.
And looks like we have more ladder troubles. Rick finds level 6.
Rick is finding all the dungeons here, but has not found the wood sword, which we know is at a letter cave.
Alright, now, in this flag set, not having the sword isn't as big a problem. Having the knowledge is almost more valuable, because odds are most runners are going to find their 5 dungeons, and they're going to start, as Rand's doing here, since he's got the ability to dig 4. He's going to spend his time digging 4, where Rick's going to know where 2, 3, the other dungeons we haven't seen yet.
And Rin takes a death as Rick nopes out, and those Lionels hurt like a truck.
Yeah, in this case, knowing where the dungeons are, if you know where all of them are versus 5 of them, if that key item is in 9 to get the silvers, you may be panicking to find a dungeon where Rick's going to be able to just walk right in. As Rick finds that hint shop, he'll be picking up his red candle here shortly.
And probably face-palming to some degree. And that's our door repair.
I didn't see how much it was, but it's never pleasant.
Oh, and Rick takes a death. That's unfortunate, but did at least get the red candle before dying. And this start screen is actually not that bad.
No, but level 4 is not that pretty, so I'm wondering if Rand's gonna, he's gonna get out of 4 and go find something else to play with.
Hey, I think that balances out a little bit. And Rick does stumble across the letter.
So potions, minus how much they cost, will not be a problem for our runners today.
Yeah. And we have yet to see our large secret, though.
And Rick's trying to screen scroll going the opposite direction of his wood sword.
And level 5 has money, but only a small secret.
And we find the any roads on the coast here.
And not exploring them.
That makes sense. Go ahead and bomb this open. Stick your head in it. Maybe even walk up the coast to that other to the coast item before you jump in. Find a candle shop. Keys though. Looked like that was 66 rupees per key. That might be important later. Rick's making his way up to the waterfall cave.
Alright, one leads to Monaco Rock. So relatively next to their starting point, so very nice to find there. One leads to Deadwoods. That one's okay.
That's not a bad one. It gets you slightly easier access to Death Mountain and Magical Sword right next door.
That's actually pretty good. But where does this fourth one go? We would like one to Death Mountain.
Now that fourth one might help Rick out here.
Or lead him astray and not check the...
Looks like he is going up this direction though. I definitely like these any roads. They're probably some of the better ones that we've seen this tournament.
Yeah, that is true. Although we don't have an easy road to Death Mountain.
3's not bad. It's not the best, but it gets you over to the grave at least.
I suppose that is true, yeah. And Rick is about to grab his wood sword.
So question in chat, can the runners get the white sword with 4 hearts? The white sword item is shuffled. It could be any of our items that we need, but it is also shuffled randomly 4 to 6 hearts.
So yes, they could get it, but the chances are higher if you have more hearts, and guaranteed if you have 6. Conversely, that also applies to the magical sword, where the range for grabbing it is 10 to 14 hearts.
And welcome our raiders from Random Mania over here. I hope y'all were having a good time with your race. We just got started here with AdirondackRick and ryin7, about 12 minutes in. Lots of dungeons found so far, but not a lot of progress. Right now we found...
Retake any roads now, or take any caves. We found our roads.
One left.
We found our letter and our wooden sword up in the letter cave. As far as items go that we found that are important, we found red candle at Armos and just the magic boomerang at level 1, and we found level 9 there on the coast just now.
Oh, and silver's on the coast. Hello.
Ladder required, but you know what? Silver's being right next to 9, that's actually kind of hubris.
Well, it also means that our runners aren't necessarily going to be in a huge hurry to pick those up. They know that the bow cannot be Goma blocked, so there still can be Goma blocks, but they're not necessarily in as big a hurry to pick those up.
I mean, the only Goma block...
Speaking of the ladder, it is a 6-heart white sword item.
Okay, so they at least need to be a little bit healthy.
After 13 minutes, this seed is just handing stuff out now.
Alright, so... arguably...
we're a bow away from Triforce. Oh, and 63 for the large secret. No!
That is poverty, I would say, because that's... I want to say that's near the minimum amount. Large secret is normally, by the way, 100 rupees, so that's a 37 rupee tank for the 3K, so they are going to be short like 100 rupees from their normal pool. And there's level 7 for Drin.
So far, all of our dungeons are kind of over next to starting in the forest. We found 1, 8, 4, 6, and 7 over there. So that may be our 5 dungeons. Our runners may just finish these off. We know where the ladder is. Obviously, the bow they're going to have to find, but it could be hanging out in 9 for all we know. And there's the second hint shop.
That's right. And in case any of you from that raid is wondering why we can't read, why everything is saying work, it is simply that we need the book in order to understand the old men or any of the NPC text. Book is a literal translation guide in this on these flags we're using.
So at this point, we have 5 dungeons, but neither one of our runners are really sticking their nose into them. We're still getting a lot of overworld exploration, even though we know between the 2 of them, we know where the ladder and the silvers are.
Yeah.
And Rick takes a nasty death with that Lionel screen.
Oh wow, min HP blue moblins on the overworld.
Well, that's pleasant. Bomb drops, please.
Can we have this over on the Lionels as well? Lionel's hurt. And it seems arrows are the common shop, so while they're a little bit more expensive than normal, well, at least if they absolutely need arrows for some weird reason, maybe half of the Triforces are...
Rick's gonna go get his ladder right now. He doesn't know it yet, but he's not gonna necessarily have to buy arrows if he doesn't want to.
That's right. We could potentially already be in like a no mode situation here too.
All I have to do is find that bow, as Ryan's in level 2 now. This will have a floor drop, so he's going to start clearing every room he sees, trying to figure out what the item is, get the Triforce, and get possibly the dungeon heart out of here. Rick is making that beeline straight to that, the ladder.
Yes. These Githos are fairly tanky with fire and wood sword. They only do 1 damage. Ooh.
And hello, Wizrobes. Oh, but a nice clock there. He's going to clear this one. Now, this is a push block room, but level 2 doesn't have any staircases, so there won't be an item there.
Doesn't have a push block period because we are on the... It's not a push block at all.
Right.
The only instance it would ever be a push block is if the doorway was sealed.
And we'll assume this is our dungeon heart here.
Yep, that's the 6 heart that Rin needs.
Oh, look at the Coke price over there. 56 for the red, and I believe that was 46 for the blue.
Fairly cheap.
With money like this, that's definitely a plus.
Yeah. That is
and
plus.
Rick's going to go ahead and buy the arrows. He doesn't know that the silvers are waiting for him over on the coast.
But for all we know, from us here in the commentary booth, also I think there's like a 4th wooden arrow shop, so yeah, they're the common shop. But for all we know, half of the Triforces could be locked behind Gomos.
And there's Dungeon 5.
And Rick's just gonna take the key and go. And a little bit of lag there for Rin.
Oh, that is not what you want to see.
Don't. Oh no.
That's a 95 for the bomb upgrade. We'll have to wait and see if anyone picks that up.
That is.
And
I
hello,
would.
Dig Dogger. And what could be a push block room. There could be a problem.
Yeah, it could be a problem indeed. What could also be a problem is we still don't have the item here in 2 that we're aware of.
Yeah, we're digging for it. And it's fairly buried in here. We've seen a lot of 2. Looks like there's like 6 rooms remaining that we haven't necessarily seen.
Yeah.
So,
so there's a question here in chat. What is the room with the old man with the -1? That is what is known as a mugger room. You usually only see those in the second quest, and we have randomized them to be either money or life, which is vanilla, or you can also alternatively have to pay them some of your keys or your maximum bombs. In this case, we got one of the worst combinations. We got lose a heart container or lose a max bomb capacity. Rin chose the health, and there's the Triforce in 2.
He's gonna pick that up. That's not a fun room to redo, so you can grab that Triforce and get out. And maybe come back and clear the rest of the dungeon.
And in the randomizer, I should also add that we can have up to 3 muggers.
Yes. And if the mugger rooms happen to be... Well, the mugger rooms will take up the place of a hint that you would get in the dungeon that you're in.
Yeah, so... Level 9, they can be pretty annoying. We'll get to that in a little
bit. Rick grabs his Triforce out of 5. So we're knotted up here at 20 minutes with 1 Triforce apiece. Rick has the advantage of the ladder, but Ren has the advantage right now that he knows what the Silver Arrow's location is.
Ren also has a secondary advantage, but it's not going to be too much of one. Ren knows where level 9 is, but those two are right next door to each other. The Silver Arrows in level 9, so...
Oh, Power Bracelet is our item in 2. That may be a thing, but right now we're just missing, it looks like, let's say Dungeon 3.
Yeah. Which could be Power Bracelet blocked, or could just be in a location we haven't checked yet, maybe on Death Mountain.
He's taking advantage immediately of that Power Bracelet, though, which is a good play. As soon as you get something like that, if you're close, you go ahead and just get it out of your mind so you know it's there. So Rick's going back into 1 with the ladder. He's going to, and with sword in this case, so he's going to have a much easier time getting to that Triforce and whatever the second item here is.
Yeah, we don't know what our second item is. We've seen the heart container just now, but it could be our 4 item, or it could be just our dungeon art. We have already seen our staircase item. That was the magical boomerang. Ooh, Gurias.
Ends in level 8 here. This is a good dungeon in this flag set to dig. It has 2 items. It is a little bit bigger, but a lot of our runners would like to do dungeons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8. That gets you the most items with the easiest amount of dungeons, leaving you with less to worry about in 9. And that dig dagger could be blocking something there.
Or could this... Don't know, but we have bombs. Heart drop, that is there. There's our other item! It's the Edit Key! Very nice find!
Well, that will definitely help Rick out a lot. Not having to worry about keys, especially not being able to really buy them, will go a long way here.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be finding any use for money in this seed other than arrows.
We still haven't seen the bait block, but the bait, if I remember correctly, was a little less than a large secret. I think it was like 50-something. And there's the Triforce in 1, so Rick is out of here.
Yeah. Any key, Triforce. Really, we just need knowledge of the bow, and we're good to go. But for all we know, the bow could be a 9, because important items can be there.
And a lot of runners at this point would take, Rick has not seen the coast item yet, so he's still thinking that he needs 2 items as he heads towards that direction. But a lot of our runners, when they get that last item that they need, they'll go into more or less, they'll dig the dungeon. If they happen to stumble into an item room, they'll take it. But more or less, they start going in Triforce and Go mode and just assume it's in 9.
Yeah, and that is another change if you're unfamiliar with our new flags. As you saw, Rin did not start at the bottom of the dungeon. It started relatively in the middle here at level 8. That is because the start door can be in any room now. That is on the outer wall, I should add. Alright, so we got some Gurias here. And there's 2 items here in level 8, and I don't think we found either one yet, so... Rin's gonna... which one was the first one, then?
I said I don't think we have.
Oh. Well, Briggs now has level 9 information.
And he's fixing to have his silver arrows, which he will be very happy about.
Yeah. And some bombs there for Rin. Always nice to have. A lot of lag. And it doesn't look like the, it doesn't look like the range on the Gurias is increased. It's just a different cosmetic change. Slowly chipping away at these 6 HP Gurias. I think that's one above normal. I could be wrong though. It's actually been a fair while since I played a vanilla run of Zelda 1. I almost said Link to the Past.
We're wrong game.
Well, it would still stand regardless.
Right series.
Yeah, right series, wrong game. But actually, the point would still stand because I also haven't done Zelda Link to, or either game in a while.
And Rick taking advantage of those 1 HP moblins on the overworld. Just pick one off and just free bombs.
And there's our hint for 8, but like I said, can't read them without the book. That is a flag we have set, and it's actually a new feature in this version of the randomizer. There is actually another one that makes shapes a lot more appealing as well. The book is an atlas, but we do not have that enabled this seed.
Yeah, that is something that will be added in the Elite 8 bracket stage, if I remember correctly.
Ooh, so we'll be able to see those. Nice.
I do believe that the hint, we understand the old men, but the book is just an atlas in that case.
Yeah, and in case anyone was wondering what we mean by that, simply, when you find the book, you get all the dungeon maps.
And the reason why that'll be important in the brackets is they're also doing mixed quest dungeons. So knowing what you're dealing with is a little different. And we're finding all the blocks here in level 8. Everything you could want. Rin is not happy about seeing that Dig Dogger.
Well, there's something we can be happy about.
Guarding the Triforce.
And something that's being guarded here is a Gibdo and a Dark Knight blocking this potential item staircase here. It is our item, and it is our heart container.
The runners will never be sad to see that. That Rick would like the bow.
I'm liking how the chat is just rolling with the fake message.
Anyone got a book? I can't read chat.
I guess we don't speak Chocobo. Although isn't that Quay? I don't know.
And Rick finds the other hint shop that Ryan found earlier.
Yeah. Meeting Rin's now information there. It looks like eight items are recorder blocked.
They look at least annoyingly blocked at the minimum. You got bunnies in here, you got dig doggers. We've seen just not a necessarily hard to fight set, but Rin would like to have a bow and a recorder about now.
The main difference here, though, is Rick is coming in now with the any key, so
that'll definitely help. I don't think we've had too much of a key issue. Rin's still at 2 keys. I think he had 3 or 4 when he started.
I think it's going to be more so the fact that Rin is trying to save keys just in case.
Oh, definitely.
But
not knowing where the any key is, you do what you can to save them.
And well, we have some low HP Zols, so we won't see gels from them. But yeah, this could be playing a factor here. Simply because...
I do believe this is one of our items. I don't think we've seen a
Transport. No, we...
transport, but nope, it is the transport.
Oh, hey, 1 HP Koreas, too.
Nice.
That puts us behind the, Dig Dogger block here, at least, so potentially you've just found our way to the items here with, Rin.
Unfortunately, the Dig Dagger block is a Triforce block, too, so we won't be picking that up in this dungeon, but this should be the item. Oh, and hi, Aquaminus. Because why not? And he rolled high, too.
Yes, our boss got plus or minus 2 HP, and... It's a white sword, so... Slay the dragon, get a better sword. You have proven your worth as a knight. Or something.
Did we start playing an MMO?
I don't know. But that'll help out Rin in terms of combat. But Rick, with the key, a whole bunch of keys, will find that most likely. Oh, that room could have our other item.
There's a shutter door, so it probably will not.
Fair point.
Now this room, very well.
I think this is the other room that was blocked by a Dig Dogger, so...
Rick is getting up next to that Triforce location. He's going to learn the unfortunate news that if you want that Triforce, you're going to have to go find the recorder. These pancakes are not cooperating.
There's our item. The second item at level 8. Is the bow!
Oh, and that is a nice thing to have here in 8.
That's no mode, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Rin's in Triforce and Go. Well, he doesn't know where the ladder is or if it's required. Well, yeah, it is required. He needs to get the ladder to get the silvers. So,
yeah,
we know everything, but yeah, we're in no mode.
Yeah, it's Triforce and no mode. Unless, by some sheer happenstance, we have a whole bunch of dungeons locked by the recorder. It almost looked like it with level 8 here.
Oh, we know one Triforce is blocked by the recorder in 8. So the question is something else. You know, we're going to need quite a few. You'd need, what, 5 blocks to not be able to get into 9 right now? But that ladder is in an awkward spot to get to, especially without the ladder. It is on that screen adjacent to the one up and one left of a Vanilla Star, or Vanilla 1, sorry. So it's in that kind of forgotten spot there. So it may be a bit before Rin heads up there and grabs a hold of his wonderful ladders. He's going to go back into 1. I don't think he's going to be able to get anywhere.
No. And,
unless there's a bomb wall over here that'll get him up there. Or, yeah, there's a key door, so... you're going to want to spin that key. You don't know it yet, but there's an any key hiding in here.
Yeah, Ryan here needs to hide that any key. And, I have been told that it's R-Y isn't, it's Rye isn't with that pronunciation. It's Ryan.
I will apologize now for that, so...
Yeah, so I do apologize for that as well. Probably should have checked that in advance, but didn't think about it.
Spin the key to get the any key.
1 key for infinite? Seems good.
Yes, please. So it appears we were not ladder blocked in 1. So we're going to get our Triforce here and get out of this dungeon.
Yeah, you could have...
Rick's getting ready to stumble into his white sword. He'll be not super thrilled to have it, but you're not going to complain.
Yeah. We weren't ladder blocked in 1, but we were key blocked.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to see Ryan entering level 6 here. Rick has the white sword. Rick, don't leave. Do not leave.
I don't think he will, but he might run into that Dig Dogger block though, and consider it.
No, he's finding this one. He knows. Once he clears this, he's in go mode.
And Wand in 6. That'll help.
Yeah, 1 and 6. So seeing as we have everything we need for go mode, let me go ahead and give you guys a rundown of what we found thus far. Level 1 had the magical boomerang and the any key. Level 2 had our power bracelet, which has not proven to be required just yet. We don't know what the items in level 3, 4, and 5. We don't even know where 3 is. Level 6 we just found is the 1. Level 7 is our heart container. And level 8 has the white sword and our bow. And with the white sword being our ladder item, or the white sword cave being ladder, and the coast being our silver arrows, we know where everything is needed to get to 9 after we get our 5 Triforce pieces. As far as our armless item, that is the red candle. So, items that are noteworthy that are missing in action, we are missing the book. We are missing the raft, we're missing the recorder, and we're missing the red ring. I'm missing one item. I always miss one item. What am I forgetting?
You're forgetting the yellow boomerang.
Right.
But that one's not important.
No. Matter of fact, it's not even going to be bothered to be picked up because we have the magical one. There's the power bracelet for Rick. So, this race could get very interesting, I'd say.
I will agree with that. 9 has been called the great equalizer. We've seen it today, even as Ryan picks up his Triforce out of 6. With the wand, he's going to get out of here, and he's got 3 Triforces, so 2 more to go.
Well, here's the thing: with the wand, Ryan has it's a slight combat advantage. Now, it may not matter if our level 9 has Whiz Robes, but it could prove to be the difference here when you're going up against the enemies and trying to fight your way through level 9.
Right, but the other question is, when is Ryan going to make his way up to Death Mountain into that forgotten spot and pick up the ladder? Or is he going to gamble on the ladder being not required?
He knows.
Well, it is required. He can't gamble, but is he going to gamble on the ladder being in 9?
Oof. I don't know, but no matter what you say, no matter which play to make, it feels bad. It looks like Ryan is on a dungeon dive spree, which... I mean, you're one item away. You might as well try to dig these while you're at it. Who knows? Maybe Ryan will also find the red ring.
He could stumble into the red ring. He could stumble into the book, which will give him a hint where potentially the ladder is, which would help him out extremely well. So it's not a bad play, but yeah, he's gonna run into some ladder problems here, where Rick is back and forth, and he's not gonna have those same issues.
No, and for a second there, I thought we were ladder blocked here in 4. I think Rick is, though, and doesn't realize it.
I mean, in this case, Ryan's best hope is that he is ladder blocked out of enough that it'll send him looking for the white sword item.
Oh, blue dart nuts here. Faster and potentially more dangerous.
Aquaman is guarding his 2nd item tonight?
Yes? And for us, it is the recorder! Well,
that's helpful. We, get some travel here, and Rick's gonna just say no to it.
I mean, I would too, to be honest.
My only thought is, you know where the Triforce and 8 is. And it wasn't necessarily that hard to get to. So instead of digging another dungeon, you might, being in the go mode that Rick is in, you might just go ahead and go back to 8 and pick that up.
Was there a clear dungeon close to level 9?
6 and 7 appear to be the closest, but nothing just right next to 9. It's
probably better.
It's kind of off in the corner.
Yeah, there's the Triforce for both runners. And Rick is going to choose to get level 6, so if Rick finds the item here in 6, he's going to be on the same level. But actually, Monaco Rock is the fastest way, I'd say.
Yeah, take the warp road down to the coast.
But Rick doesn't know that it's there, I don't think.
Rick has seen level 9.
No, I don't think Rick's seen
the any road?
Yeah, Rick has not checked the any roads.
Well, he's going to pick up the 1 here. So we're on equal footing except for that ladder, which is going to be our problem here.
Yeah, and Ryan now also has the Triforce in 4. I believe it also has the Triforce in 6, so both runners are now 1 Triforce away. Oh, he did check any roads? I missed it then.
You'll have to forgive us. This siege went off from 20 minutes not having anything but dungeons to all of a sudden go mode.
Yeah, things accelerated pretty quickly once we found everything. So we're seeing both runners diving different dungeons now. Rick is has the huge advantage here, though, and now has the knowledge of where the Triforce is. Going to up a reset and go straight there. That is actually a pretty good starting point too, right in the middle of the dungeon.
Yeah, close to the Triforce, somewhat close to the item. I'll take that.
It's only guarded by these gels. There's the staircase in 7. Ruby boss.
Bunny boss. But Rick has his 5 Triforces.
Can make a play for Mags too. If
he can.
Cave. Both runners can.
Yeah. So we're probably headed here into 9 pretty quick with Rick's side. You want to kind of give us a rundown of what we're going to be looking for here in 9?
Yes, we're keeping an eye out for 2 things in particular. One of which is a single shutter door that does not open if we kill all the enemies. That is, of course, where Zelda is. The other one we're actually listening for is the roar of Ganon. If we hear that roar, we are 1 room adjacent to him, be it north, south, east, or west. I would normally say that there are 3 hints that would tell us where Ganon is, where Zelda is, where the silver arrows are, or where the compass is, but we can't understand those.
And do you hear that?
We have a Ganon here roar already?
We do.
Ooh.
Now the other thing is we may find the book still here in 9, so we may still get those hints, but
yes. But at the same time, those hints can also be eaten up by muggers, in which we've only seen 1 of potentially 3.
And there's also
of course,
that bait block.
That's correct as well. And it's getting straight north. He is?
Yes.
Yes, he is! It is time to fight Zelda!
So in this case, when you're playing as the enemy, and it's only going to take 8 hits here for Rick, and he's got a beautiful stun lock. When you play as an enemy sprite, you fight Zelda instead.
6. 7.
And he uses the potion instead of the silver, so
It was
we'll
7 hits.
refill here.
It was 7 hits, actually. We had a weak Ganon.
Nice.
And what I mean by that is, Ganon is affected by the enemy plus or minus 2 HP, but his health cannot be above the base 15. That is, he has. So, in this case, we actually got a -1 Ganon.
And that's currently a limitation in the game, but we've heard rumors of Fred thinking about playing with that.
Please no. And now with Zelda down, it's time to rescue Ganon and bring Chaos back to Hyrule for Rick. But where is Ganon? Or Zelda, if you really want to take the sprites out of consideration.
I will say the kidnapped in this case.
Yeah, the kidnapped.
And Brian is making his way up over towards the Magical Sword Cave and our warp here. I assume he's going to make a play on it. It does look like that. And hopefully we'll head up into Death Mountain to try to find the ladder, since he's still missing it. And it is at least 11 hearts. Wow.
So that is one's minor edge, but it won't matter too much.
We had a race earlier today decided by routing to Zelda. So this isn't necessarily over yet if Ryan can get his ladder and get himself a Triforce very quickly.
I want to say he already has the Triforce, we just didn't mark it.
So he's got his 5, so he just needs to get up there and find his ladder. He's going to look here in Recorder Lake to see if he can find what he's missing.
We need to quickly see a menu here. And it is a Dark Nut level 9, so the mags will help a fair bit.
The one thing we haven't noticed is we haven't run out of bombs yet. We won't have a key issue, but we could need quite a few bombs. Now, with Orange Dark Nuts being squishy, that shouldn't be too much of a problem.
He also has squishy fires, so no shooting out keys today. There's a hint, but we can't read it. Single shutter door, but it does not open. That is not where the kidnap lies.
The time is definitely running out for Ryan here.
And apparently the tracker is accurate, so yeah, does need to find a Triforce. I wasn't sure if he picked up the 1 and 7.
I believe that's our second hint room, but
Can't read it.
still can't read it.
Yeah, so for the most part, the enemies here in level 9 are fairly easy.
Hi, Patra.
Hi, Patra. That is something actually we didn't mention, is Patra is in one of those rooms you're listening for Ganon in. Patra's roar actually masks Ganon's roar, but it is possible to read a tell of some kind, a little glitch in the audio that it took from the sound bites overlapping.
Rick found Ganon so fast we didn't get to mention that.
Yeah, it is fairly tricky though, so don't expect to be able to pull it off the first time.
Oh, reverse C with blue Riz robes and 3. No, thank you, please. That is probably also our item room over there in 3, if I had to guess.
Yeah, the only thing that would help Rick right now is finding a item staircase.
Well, Rick would like to find the compass right now.
I mean, Chris just looked in item rooms to see if the red ring's here. But
At this point, Red Ring's not really that useful. He's got 10 hearts. All you gotta do is find the kidnapped. More useful would be the book. But yeah, finding the compass, finding Zelda, or the kidnapped in this case, those would definitely be Rick's caring about. He may have to take staircases, though. This could be one of those magical staircases to get to the quadrant.
That is also a possibility.
And we've seen about half of this level 9. It's starting to look more and more like she's on that, or Ganon, or the kidnapped is on that left side here. As we stumble into another Patra.
Yeah, that is the most likely case. Although, bombs should be plentiful. Key doors you can just open for free.
And Ryan over here has decided what I came in with as well is that this is probably the item room, or you're gonna have to clear that shutter door to the left to get what you want. And oh,
has to get past this patch without dying.
And he does.
Get your G's into chat for AdirondackRick, who has rescued Ganon and brought chaos to Hyrule with an official SRL time of 51 minutes and 13 seconds. Very nice time.
And Ryan just gets a key for his work there and goes to the left. We'll probably be seeing in the SRL room here pretty shortly that Rick's done, but he'll keep continuing on for us.
Yes. The real advantage here was Rick finding that forgotten spot.
Oh, definitely. That getting up there and knowing where the ladder was as soon as he had the hearts, picked that up, and that changed everything. And Red Ring was in 3.
All right, so that means
we still had an item in 7, I believe. No, right? I think we had an item in 7.
7 was the heart container. I was keeping track of that. So that means 5 had either the regular boomerang, the book, or I always forget this last item, the raft, and whatever was left was in 3. And I see that Rick is waiting for us. Shall we pull him in?
Yeah.
GG and congratulations on your victory here, Rick. What OC this was.
Well, thank you.
Finding the ladder was key. That is what really gave you the advantage here.
Well, my thought is, okay, that forgotten spot is called a forgotten spot for a reason. I'm gonna go check it. I got bombs. Let's go make sure that we can check that and get that out of the way. Oh, it's not a level. Oh, it is something.
Yes.
I lit up when I found that.
And
Ryan has found Ganon, but he has not found the ladder yet.
And we need a ladder for the silvers. So, just a couple things that Ryan did find over you. Dove 3, that is his fifth Triforce. And that had the red ring inside.
Of course. Figured it was either there or 5. I wasn't gonna dig any more 5 after it gave me what it did.
And it was an 11 heart mags at the very least.
Yeah, pulling out the white sword in 8, that led me no reason to go back to try to figure out where Mags was.
Yeah, and we had a weak Ganon too. That was -1 HP Ganon. It only took you 7 strikes. And from what I'm seeing here on Ryan, you could not avoid Ganon if you tried.
Yeah.
He's waiting for you.
Yeah. That 9, the way at least it seemed like to me, because of the way I was trying to bomb and everything, like, that forced you in that direction. You couldn't really get out of the eastern side until at least for 7 or 8 rooms, so you kind of were forcing that path, and that's probably a good thing if he doesn't have the ladder just yet.
Yeah.
I mean, the only concern here is that if he gets the mindset that he might have to bomb through Ganon to find the item in 9 to get there.
I tried bombing all the walls. There was only that one that bombed. There was only one that bombed, and it was to the right. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh.
Because that is a possibility that you have to get into Ganon's room and bomb out to get the item.
I see exactly what you're saying. Yeah, because it was just 3 bomb walls out, or 3 possible bomb walls, and the only one that would work is the one that was to the right. So yeah, you're right.
But he is up in Death Mountain right now, so he should, assuming he doesn't run out of bombs, find his ladder shortly.
Also, you're gonna have a field day reading the chat on the playback here, because they took the old man they took the message for not having the book to do heights. We'll just say that much.
From what I saw in my chat, a few of them decided to go Wark too. So, did we ever see the book?
Nope.
No, we did not. It's either in 5 or 9, though.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to pull out that recorder to find out what the item in 5 was after pulling out the bow as the second item in level 8.
Yeah. 5 was either the regular boomerang, the book, or the raft, and the remainder was in 9. We knew where everything else was. Also, Ryan unfortunately also ran into a mugger. And they were not pleasant muggers. They wanted your bombs or your hearts.
I think I did see one of them, but I can't remember. I mean, I've done 3 seeds today in preparation for this race, 2 and now this one, so it's they're all starting to blend together, but I thought I saw one, but I'm not 100% certain.
So you are 2-0, 1 win away from brackets. Thoughts on matchups for next week, or this tournament so far?
Well, if I'm going to make brackets, I've got to earn it, and I'm hoping to be able to get it next week and be able to enjoy weeks 4 and 5, not necessarily not play my best, but just relax and not have to worry about the stress of week 5. Because that wasn't fun in the 2017 fall-winter one there, where, I've got to win out in order to make the play-in race.
Well, it seems to be good that you're in a pretty good spot thus far. But,
Oh no, Ryan saved off of Death Mountain and has gone back to exploring elsewhere.
That is an annoying spot for the ladder, definitely, considering the fact that you either have to take the long way around or screen scroll your way there.
yeah, was there any sort of, combat issues you feel were in this seed? Like, any trouble spots?
Well, I really didn't like getting double Lionel beamed waiting to go into what is level 8 spot there on the map. I'm like, combat this seed didn't seem super difficult, but I didn't run into really super nasty rooms. Like that blue Darknet room blocking you from getting it again probably was the worst that I had seen.
We did see a full-on 8 blue Wizrobes in 3, but that I believe that was guarding the direction to the red ring, but you avoided that mess.
Where was 3?
I actually didn't mark it. I didn't get a good glimpse because you were diving 9 at that time, so I didn't get a chance to grab it.
It was either Dead Woods or West Death Mountain. Neither of them I got to.
I want to say it was probably Dead Woods then, because Ryan was in the area.
Yeah, he really hasn't made it up to Death Mountain, but just right as you came in here.
I will say I did love the really early item in level 7 that told me, nope, I'm not going through any more of these 33 rooms. Let's get on out of here.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there's something I could have asked. So we noticed you took a candle the first thing, and then you found your Armos item. What was your thought process there?
Why didn't I get the Armos item first? I could have had myself a heart container, especially when I found the ladder. Because at that point I had 5 hearts. If I had found the red candle first and grabbed the heart instead, that would have given me 6. I would have had that ladder right then and there instead of having to backtrack once I got that 6th heart. But it's like, hindsight's 2020, and I wasn't about to undo everything else that I had done for the first 10 or 15 minutes of that seed.
Yeah, that is probably fair. Although I will say this, when Ryan made that mugger, was at 6 hearts and did pay the heart container, so we were worried that Ryan would find the ladder and not be able to pick it up.
Yeah, we've had some stingy seeds. I know we had one this afternoon where both runners had 6 hearts fighting Ganon.
The only thing stingy about this seed was the money. All 3 secrets below average.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but with the any key and silvers on the coast, money wasn't too much of a problem for you.
Yeah, but I love buying arrows first and then finding the silver arrows. It's
Of course.
It's the whole normal story with regards to these seeds. You want to find the silver arrows, buy the wooden arrows first.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it was Redbird Grad who said, I will gladly play 250 if the red ring is the next item I find.
Yeah, and I think the only purchase you really needed to make in this seed was the blue ring, oddly enough, given where the red ring was. Not a necessary purchase, I know, but could have helped you keep your HP up.
And Ryan's diving back into 5, so we may find out what the item in here is anyway.
Yeah, and there is a sub over here for KOK, and thank you.
Did he pull out the recorder out of 4?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, when I saw that recorder, I'm like, no, I'm not grabbing this. I'll take my chances that level 6's Triforce isn't being blocked by a Dig Dogger.
Yeah, until we found that transport staircase, we were worried that both of the items and the Triforce were blocked behind Dig Doggers in 8.
That was my initial thought first thing through, but then I remembered and I was visualizing the map. There's one more column that I have access to. Let's start bombing out of that top left room. Oh, here we go.
And it is a good thing that you actually went down to that room of light lights. If you went up, it was potentially a push block room that had the item staircase. But thankfully, it was the room with the likes. And we're seeing Ryan here just killing some wall masters. Going deep into this 5 here.
There's that bait block. Looks like it's not doing much of anything.
Yeah. Oh! Ambushed by Wizrobes though on all sides. No dodging
Not a
that
room
one.
you want to see Wizrobes in.
Yeah.
Especially without the ladder.
Ooh, almost got grabbed there. So,
any
yeah.
final thoughts for you, Rick? We'll let you get out of here and go enjoy your evening and cherish your victory tonight.
That's about it. Just hopefully he can get to that ladder really soon because it wasn't super important, but those silvers, yeah, you definitely need it. Didn't keep you out of 9. It didn't get you from getting to 9, but definitely needed it to beat this game. So hopefully you can get that ladder real soon. Just a nasty spot that it ended up being. That's the way the game goes sometimes.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing who you face in the next round. We'll find that out sometime tomorrow night. Speaking of the schedule,
All right, thanks guys, and thanks for the commentary.
thank you, Rick.
Yeah, real quick before we get to the schedule, GG's once again, get your GG's in chat for AdirondackRick, put our winner of today's race, and putting on an excellent show for us as well.
Oh, definitely. And our item is the book here in 5.
All right, so Raft and
the boomerang.
Raft and regular boomerang was in 9.
So while we're at it, give both our runners here, AdirondackRick and ryin7, a follow. Along with, we want to shout out to our wonderful tracker AdirondackRick tonight. He's doing a great job helping us keep track of these items. And Wolflink, thank you for commentating with me tonight. It's been fun.
Yeah.
And with that, Ryan's going to go back to Death Mountain. He's so very close to that item. Getting his ladder to continue this seed out. So starting at 11 p.m. Eastern over on Randomania, we have Chest Jerk versus RC Drone. What could be the matchup of this round?
I'd like to interrupt you here. He is checking. Ryan is checking Forgotten Spot.
Here we go. How many bombs?
How many rage bombs?
We're just gonna light it on fire.
And
one bomb.
And that puts Ryan in go mode.
And he'll make quick work of 9. Magical sword, he'll only need 4 swings on Ganon.
Red ring,
he's got a potion. Red ring. He's got the level 9 Ganon slaying kit.
Yeah. And that plus or minus 2 HP is not going to matter too much, given that Mags hits over that amount.
Definitely. So we'll get through the schedule real quick. So the last race, also at 11 p.m. on Speed Gaming, is going to be Dragonheart versus AMO 22. And then we have 3 races tomorrow.
Hold on a minute.
Versus, yep.
Speed Gaming, you say? Well, I guess you guys have to stay tuned then.
Yeah, so a couple hours from now, you come in and watch some more Zelda 1 Randomizer. You'll want to get your multi-twitch out for the one over on Randomania and the one here on Speed Gaming. And we'll finish the schedule up after Ryan finishes off Ganon. These Blue Dark Nuts are not cooperating, and he's probably a little bit frustrated and a little bit fatigued from running. These does take a little bit of energy out of you.
And it is now time to fight the pig for Ryan7. Should be, what, 5 hits?
4 hits.
4 hits.
Nice with the stun lock still. He gets the pig. And we have bacon. Now just a couple of bombs out of here and we'll go Zelda hunting.
Yeah, we know where Zelda is. Well, Ryan doesn't know, but we know.
Right. So as we start the path, tomorrow, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern, channel and restream to be determined for these 3 races. We have Kadago and Vanny Van. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have Southern Pretzel versus BT. And closing out round 2, we have Zeb Gedney versus Jay Coper. Sometime after that, we'll learn who the round 3 matchups are, and round 3 of the Swiss will begin sometime Monday. As Rick's going to play some Dr. Mario.
Hey, it's a good puzzle game. So the only advantage that Ryan has is Ryan will be able to read the hints, which could expedite his finding of Zelda.
Or it could be, you know, here's where Ganon is, here's where the silvers are, thank you, have a good day.
Yeah, we never did find that third hint.
Oh, he didn't pick up the book. He just saw it. Because that old man's still saying work.
Oh, well. Did not pick up the translations. So, I guess he won't be getting the hints after all.
If I remember correctly, we're sort of on the correct route here. I know Rick had to go through a couple bomb walls to get there.
And it wasn't in a dark room like this. It was guarded by Patra that we saw it. And it's the cage room, so no item drop here.
Oh, but he's trying to get through that shutter door to the north.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just take that Patra out. Just might as well. Kind of forced into it.
Yeah, you have like 200 silver arrows. You might as well start letting them fly there, Ryan. Oh shoot! What? We never saw a shoot room.
No, I don't remember seeing a shoot room, so... Oh. Ganon did not build this level 9 very well. There's a lot of bomb holes in it.
Yeah. The walls aren't exactly soundproof. Oof. Dude, the foundation is questionable now at best. I would not hire Ganon as a contractor, or unless my life even if my life depended on it.
Oh, but there is the door. He's found another route around.
Yep.
Looks like there were 3 routes to Zelda, possibly. He's gonna unload on her with the silver arrows. So, with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 45 seconds, get your GG's out in chat for Ryan tonight.
Yeah, GG's for Ryan. Let's see if Ryan will come in for an interview here.
And while we wait for Ryan to get in here again, give both of our runners, AdirondackRick and Ryan, a follow. They put on a great show. They both run lots of Zelda 1 Randomizer along with lots of other great content. give our tracker Aerodyne a follow and a thank you for doing a great job tracking, and my partner Wolflink0370.
Don't forget yourself, Narastra. You did an excellent job on commentary as well.
And also, give our our friends here at Speed Gaming 1 through 6 and Randomania 1 through 4 a follow, so you can follow the rest of this tournament action as it continues to heat up.
And I should also add that on Speed Gaming, we actually have a French restream, a German restream, and a Spanish restream for commentaries in those languages.
Is the book still work on those channels?
I don't know. And we are just waiting for ryin7 to join us here. There he is. Let's go ahead and pull him in right now. Hello and GG's, ryin7.
Thank you.
Your win and work?
Yeah, work. That was a big work.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it's fairly obvious you know how Rick beat you here.
Oh
found-
yeah.
You found that ladder. You found that ladder when you were relatively early at 5 hearts. So it was just find the bow and Triforce and go at that point.
Yeah, I kind of figured he, if that was that spot or something in Death Mountain, then he definitely would have got to it quicker than I did.
Yeah. But thanks to you finding that book, actually, even though you didn't pick it up, we actually knew that level 9 had the boomerang and the raft by a process of elimination.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out too.
And we were a little worried that you were going to try to bomb out of Ganon's room and go look for the item in 9 still.
I was gonna try to, and I'm kind of glad I gave up after the second try.
Yeah.
So,
This scene was kind of
All over the place, but hey, at least you found everything.
Yeah, I know where everything is.
so with that, you move to the 1-1 bracket. You still need 2 wins to make it to bracket, so you're definitely not out of this. Any thoughts on next round, the rest of this tournament, how you're feeling about it?
I thought the first one I was kind of a little all over the place. I could improve. I thought this one I did fairly well. Just finding the ladder in the very last overworld spot didn't help.
Yeah. Other than that, the dungeons and the item layout was fine. It was mainly the overworld that was particularly nasty, as well as all of the randomness, because you had pretty much a poverty stage. You had below average secrets on all fronts. You had the ladder where it was. You had a very unfortunate mugger, which I'll let you know that when you paid that mugger, we actually didn't know where the ladder was at that time. So that's how early the ladder was found.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Matter of fact, you both were in 8 at the same time, but it was a very different scenario. Rick already had the ladder at that point.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I kind of was mad at myself. I spent so much time in there, but then I was like, well, there's only 4 rooms left, and one of them's a Triforce, so, I got a good shot at least getting one item.
Yeah, and it turns out neither item was recorder lock, which was helpful. Although you did find the recorder in 4, which helped, which would have probably helped.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just was an unlucky spot to not check right away. I guess they do call it. I guess that's why it got the name Forgotten Spot.
Yeah, I didn't forget about it. It's one spot that's just not on the route anywhere, and you just kind of hate to spend the time to go check that one spot.
Yeah, and I think that's why it has the name. It's not necessarily forgotten. It's just so out of the way that it is forgotten.
Yeah, yeah. Well, GG to Rick. He did well.
Yeah, you did a strong showing too, getting still a decent time here.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm not too terribly disappointed. I mean, there's obviously things I could have done better, but to be honest, I wouldn't have checked that spot for a while.
Yeah.
So, any I guess go ahead and start wrapping up here. Any final thoughts there, Ryan?
No. Thanks, Nora and Wolf and Arrow and you guys for doing the restream and commentary and tracking. And, try to do better next week.
Our pleasure. Looking forward to see you in the rest of this tournament. Again, 1-1, you do get to go play the Saver Lottery. So best of luck to you on that one. The Saver Lottery for chat is Crystal Saver is 1-1, and he is one of the top Zelda randomizer runners, and he was my opponent this week. So, any final thoughts there, Wolflink?
Just make sure to follow these two runners once again, and they put on an excellent race for us today. It was a shame that it was decided in such, well, a forgotten spot, but yeah. Also, and once again, also make sure to follow us here in the commentary booth, our tracker, or all the speed gaming channels, the Randomizer for any restreams we're having over there, as well as the language restreams. But yeah, that about does it for us here at Zelda 1 Randomizer. So from all of us here I have been Wolflink0070, and we shall see you all next time. And thank you for watching. Good night, everyone.